Hello everyone and welcome to Torah for Women's Mountain Moments. This is a prepper portion and I promised you that I was going to review some of my Pampered Chef products from our gathering that we had held in honor of our anniversary and to share with friends. And I told you before, we were blessed. This is one of the items we were blessed with. One is missing, my apologies. I'll explain that in a moment. These are the 1 cup prep bowls. This is a set of bowls. There are 6 in the set. They come with lids that fit on the bowls so you can store products in the refrigerator. Now this set was one of the first items to have arrived in our home. My sister-in-law Tony sent these to us as a gift and they are fantastic. In spite of the fact that they were the first to arrive, something else arrived the next day, but I didn't use that product for several days. These were on the counter being used right away. These are great. What do I like about them? Let's find out. First of all, one is missing. It is not broken. It's in the refrigerator with onions in it. So, as I said, they get used a lot. All right. What do I love about them? These are the perfect size for storing leftover condiments for like a taco salad or other meals like that, like tacos, things like that. Say you have a little bit of tomatoes left over, salsa, whatnot, stick it in one of these bowls, pop your lid on, put them in the fridge. Great product. We often only use half a can of black olives for anything, whether it's a casserole, on a pizza, as condiments. We often have leftovers. There is often a bowl of these filled with black olives in the refrigerator just waiting for the next time to be used. They are perfect for storing those extras and keeping them covered and ready to use so that the smells. I find these lids are fantastic. They don't allow smells and fragrances of the whatever's inside to permeate the fridge. Love that. I often only use half an onion. I can either stick the other half literally in this bowl and cover it, or I can chop it and put it in the bowl and have it ready to toss into the next meal, whichever works. The covers I mentioned, they are wonderful and I don't feel that they absorb any of the scent or fragrance from strong items like garlic and onions, except for I think there was one time. I think I mentioned that later on. Let's continue. The clear glass helps you identify what's inside. How many times have you put one of those Tupperware containers in that's like opaque and you don't quite recognize what's in the container? Or worse, do you ever save those plastic containers from your yogurt, your sour cream, cottage cheese, things like that, products from the grocery store, and you put something in it and it gets shoved to the back of the refrigerator and you don't know what's in it? Sometime later you find it. These are great. You can see what's in it, you know what's in it, you know what needs to get used. I have used these to store lemons and limes, citrus left over because a recipe only requires 1/2 of an item. Great, great product. I want to say that these also can stack neatly in your refrigerator. I don't normally stack them more than 2 on top, and I'm going to show you 3 here. There's a little ring in here that kind of holds the bottom neatly. You can stack them in the refrigerator carefully, of course. You don't want them to fall out and drop when you open the door or move things around, but they can be stacked. I like to use these when we are preparing our Sabbath meals. A lot of times I'll have items that don't get mixed into the main dish right away that are used as condiments the next day. So I will make the main dish, put it in a larger container, or the pan it's going to be reheated in, which I really like to do it that way. Put a cover on it in some way, a lid of whatever is necessary, and I put these right next to it knowing that these are going to be served with that dish the next day. Another thing that you can do is if you're going to be having a meal in a bowl, there's a lot of those bowl recipes out there, you can divide up all of the items into these and the person can add them, the kids, whoever, your husband. You can add whatever you need from these little bowls. Are great for that. We also use these for portion sizes. They have measurements on them which help you determine portion sizes, which is great. So I can divide up if I want my condiments for my bowl meal and Jim's separate. We can just dump them all in as we go along. You can do it that way as well. These are also great for pre-chopping all of your ingredients for cooking if you're going to be doing a meal, and that way you can stack them all together and then just toss them in as you go along. Now we like to do something else. We like to dip bread in herbed oils with dinner sometimes, and this is absolutely perfect for doing that. With the measurements on the side, you can put in exactly the amount of extra virgin olive oil that you would like to put in here, put in your herbs, stir it up nicely, put a lid on it and allow it to sit during the day. Those herbs will permeate that oil so nicely. And we get gnats and fruit flies in the South and they don't get in it when you cover it. These are fantastic. Like I said, they get used all the time. I mentioned serving sizes. These are great because you can have the proper serving size, not the mouth size serving size. Our moms always want more of cottage cheese, yogurt. If you buy the large containers, you can use this to just serve out exactly what you need. Add your fruit and whatnot, and you know exactly what your portions are. Great for that. Now, all of those are above our pluses. I do find that there are a few other pros or pluses that I would like to mention. I find the lids fit tightly on my bowls, which I love. Now, some people have complained that the lids did not stay on and the food would spoil or they would leak if they got tipped. I don't find that they leak or that I have any problem with them. My lids fit very tightly. Now, the bowls are tempered glass and are safe in the dishwasher, freezer, and microwave, even up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, oven safe. I personally won't use mine in the oven, but that's directly from the Pampered Chef website. And the lids are dishwasher safe, but you need to keep them away from the heating elements. That may cause a problem with distortion of the lids so that they don't fit properly. Next, the markings are both in standard size, quarter cup, half cup, 3/4 cup, and 1 cup is full to the rim. And you also have metric, 50 milliliter, 125, 175, and I'm gathering the top should be probably 200 milliliters roughly. And that is your measurement. So if you do milliliters, metric, or you do standard, your measurements are all right there. Now, some of my recipes do have metric measurements, so these will come in handy for that as well. Those are all the pros that I have, and I have not yet found one single thing that I do not like about these. Except, oh wait, I often cannot find them in the cupboard because we've been using them all. You almost wonder if I should get a second set at some point in time because these are so well used and very much loved. That's the only negative I have right now. There is nothing else. They wash up nicely by hand. Now, we don't own a dishwasher, so all of our dishes get washed by hand. They wash up nicely by hand as well as in the dishwasher. Now, I want to say there are some negative reviews about the bowls on Pampered Chef's website. As soon as I have the time, I'm going on and I'm going to give positive reviews because I've not had any of the problems that they've had at all. I find that they seal well. Now, I have read that some other consultants and whatnot say that they are not watertight, so it doesn't get a full seal, but I have not had any of them leak, and I have tipped a couple over in the refrigerator. So that's my experience. Now, if you remember, I mentioned before about the onions in the refrigerator. I left a big onion in one of the bowls for a full week. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And that onion was actually perfectly fine still to cook when I pulled it out. It wasn't funny in any way at all. I also noticed that even after a full week with that, and it was a strong onion, pungent onion, the lid did not absorb any scent from the onion at all. So there we go. I wanted to make sure I brought those things up. If you have any questions about these Pampered Chef 1-cup prep bowls or their lids, please feel free to ask me below. And if I don't have an answer, I will try to connect you with Pampered Chef in some way so that you can find your answer there. These are a great product. I love them. I'm so grateful for them being added to our kitchen. And thank you, Tony. Blessings and shalom.